Okay, hello everyone. Most welcome to our final assignment 2024, and we will start our debate assignment for final assignment. Okay, the first is the government side will be we have Pico Franco, Shiva Hatunisa, and Rauzan Katolika. And with the opposition side, we have Ramdia Ananda, Shahara Ditanta Fiani, and Putri Ramadhani. Some notes before we start. First, make sure to speak clearly. And second of all, as per WSDC rules, please ensure that the grammar you provide prior to your speech are relevant to speech that you are going to make. For example, the pronunciation, genders, pronunciation, and also distinction between personal views and views that are expressed in your speech today. And aside from that, the timer will start and will not include the disclaimer you provide into your speaking time. Alright, wishing you the best of luck, and without any further ado, I will say that upon the motion is this House believes that developed countries should not accept skilled immigrants from developing countries. I will invite the Prime Minister to start the debate. Here we go. Please, the first speaker from the government.
Okay, I'll start my speech in 3, 2, 1. So the motion of this debate is this House believes that developed countries should not accept skilled migrants from developing countries. But before I get to the argument, let me define the motion of this debate first. So developed countries are the countries which are developed in terms of economy and industrialization. The countries which are going through the initial level of industrial development, along with a low per capita income, are known as developing countries. These countries come under the category of third world countries. They still struggle becoming a developed country and modern standard of living. And next is the developed countries. What's developed countries? The countries are already industrialized, already prosperous, advanced in terms of every most aspect of the country, such as the United States and China. So, as the definition, the developing wealthy countries like the United States should not accept the skilled migrants from developing countries such as Myanmar or mostly Asia and Africa, because this will cause the lack of skilled human resource needed in their own developing countries are so-called brain drain. So every country, of course, wants to be recognized as a developed country, right? To be a developed country, they need to develop in some aspect of their country, such as education, industry. If we look at industry in developing countries, most developing countries can only produce without the ability to process the resources they have. This is why developing countries have the migrants from developed countries to help them, taught them how to operate and processing the industrial aspect of the country. The force driving economic growth is human resource. Increased productivity, creativity, and competitiveness are all benefits of a competent and effective staff. Human resource development aids economic development of the country. By gaining new skills, the human resources of the country are better equipped to develop more advanced technology. When more individuals are skilled at what they do, their earning capacity increases, in turn reduces economic inequality. That show that developing countries needed the human resource from their own country to support the country economical aspect in increasing the GDP through industry. Higher GDP can push the country through economy towards the recognition as a developed country. And because of that, because of the developing countries migrants into a developed country, this caused a loss of highly trained people. Especially in this case, I will try to bring a case of health workers. This cause of shortage of professional and highly trained doctors in their own developing country. Developing countries invest a substantial resource in the education and the training of healthcare professionals. However, when these professionals migrate to developed countries seeking better opportunities, their home countries face in a critical health service These shortages can exacerbate existing health crisis, reduce the quality of care, increase the burden of the remaining healthcare workers. According to the World Health Organization, Africa, as the one of the developing countries, most developing countries are in Africa. So Africa bears 34% of the global disease burden, but has only 3% of the world's health workers. A significant factor contributing to this disparity is the migration of trained doctors and nurses to developed countries. And also, one of the evidences, according to a 2021 report by the World Bank, sub-Saharan Africa lost an estimated $4 billion annually due to immigration of skilled professionals, particularly in critical sectors like healthcare and education. For example, a significant number of doctors trained in countries like Ghana and in Nigeria moved to the United States and Europe for a better prospect, leaving a dire shortage of medical professionals to their home countries. And as the government, I can offer one solution to face this problem by limiting the number of skilled immigrants in developing countries allowed to work in developed countries. This can boost the aspect of the country needed, such as in industry and health, and also in every other aspect such as education. Because in developed countries, they have a high quality of education compared to developing countries, and from this, they can produce a more skilled and educated worker. Also, one of the developed countries proposed to migrant workers is a higher paid wages than in their own developing countries. But if these migrants are educated and they work in their own origin country, they support the country, then if they work in their own country, they can support the country economical aspect and can lead to the increase of the wage. So the loss of skilled professionals due to migrants directly undermines the ability of developing countries to build a strong economy. Therefore, restricting the acceptance of skilled migrants by developed countries can help to mitigate this problem and support the sustainable development of poor nations. So, as a government, this motion should stand and answer, and I'm proud to propose. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the finished speech. Okay, the next speaker is the first speaker from opposition, please.
International migration is defined as the movement of people from one country to another country to take up employment instead of residence and seek refuge for persecution, either temporarily or permanently. It is usually an exciting experience for an individual to migrate to any of the organizations for economic cooperation and development (OIC). Mostly developed nations like the United States of America, the International Labour Organization (ILO) estimates the number of migrant workers at 105 million worldwide. This is facilitated by the fact that most OECD developed countries expect growing shortage of highly skilled labor in the coming decades, and have seen immigration as the one of way addressing this problem, leading to the introduction of policies and aiming at facilitating the recruitment of some workers in residential. A number of countries have loosened their requirement for immigrant workers, making it easier for people to migrate to live and work in their nationalities in China. Why this is important, ladies and gentlemen? Because with the migration of skilled migrants from developing countries to serve and work in developed countries, there are various positive benefits that can be obtained by both of countries. There will be a transfer of knowledge and can be improve the quality of human resources and human capital, caused by University to produce productive human resource. Can be separated from education provided by the government. Superior human resources can be obtained if the education, knowledge, inside profit is useful quality. Therefore, many put quality education as the main key to breaking the progress of their country. Connecting technological advance with the work of education so as to present a teaching and learning process that is easier, practical and still of high quality. In addition, most of the people can be sure that they are no longer technology illiterate. With this symbiosis, Both of countries get their own benefits. It can also trigger bilateral cooperation between two or more countries, which can also have an impact on their other sector besides the education. Therefore, I don't agree with the first government because the fact in that there are many benefits based on migration of student migration who have studied or served from developing country to developed country. They gave birth to many programs that had never existed in their country before. The role of skilled migrants from developing countries is also important in the process of building a developed country, and also the country of origin of the expert get an increase in human resources by means of this migration. Highly skilled work may migrate to India to better lifestyle, secure income, education for their children, and more opportunity in general. Some migrate to study and work, other migrate to stay permanently and then get a job once the necessary approval are obtained. There is another group to get employed, for example, in a foreign country, and after a while are transferred to the mother country to work. For the latter group, migration may be less difficult as these immigrants may have prior exposure to work environment, custom, and tradition of the new system, and are thus more conversant with expectation of residing country. Additionally, there is a very small group of individuals who have never worked with a certain country organization, but who may be privileged to get employed by a certain organization and can work on paper in USA and UK. For example, this group usually comprise highly skilled individuals who are able to bring a value to USA or UK system input and fund. They may be skilled in health management, healthcare, computer and engineering, and several other fields in medicine. This group of migrants either have a work permit or are held by their organization to obtain work resident permits. But from the International Monetary Fund 2020, a major reason why people migrate is income difference between origin and destination country. Developing countries attract more immigrants, especially from countries with younger population. Migration brings big gain to resident country and provide an opportunity for a better life to migrants. However, it may also create a similar challenge as a native worker in specific market segment. Could be economic access, temporary visa, and labor market policies. So therefore, we use to support the income and training of those native facing labor market in incomes. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for your speech. And next, I need to listen from Mr. from Constitution. Please.
Okay, and I will start my speech in 3, 2, 1. Effective skilled migrants from developing countries with the problem of dying line, where talented individuals leave their home countries, often with the shortage of skilled workers in crucial sectors such as healthcare and education. This hampers the development of the home countries. Some skilled immigration from developing countries spans good economic benefits, but significant outflows like concept of brain die affects I researched data by BBC and Compass to gauge this possibility. We examined the only available comparative data on the percentage of highly educated people with higher education abroad in 1990. Estimates indicate a loss of 10 to 13 percent, and even more of the highly educated labor was from developing countries. There is a little doubt that such suspicions are unwarranted, but there is also little doubt that immigration of skilled labor at high levels may create challenges for some developing countries. To point of fraud, the first unfair advantage. The example, the developed countries benefit disproportionately from skilled migrant workers from developing countries. They gain competitive advantage in various sectors with having to invest in the education and training of these individuals, leading to an imbalance in the global distribution of talent. The ethical consideration, the example that is an ethical dimension to consider. Developing countries often invest limited resources only to be competed by developed countries. This one cycle of dependency and underdevelopment in the South country. The issue is the relationship between migration and development and the possible role of policy. The analysis is not all aspects of migration are beneficial to developing countries. Migration can impose high costs on developing countries by leaving them without the human resources necessary to achieve long-term economic benefits. The fight on human capital can impose a significant economic burden and developing countries as migrants bring with them the value of their training, which is often subsidized by government with limited resources. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your speech. Please, second speaker from opposition.
Thank you. I'll start my speech in 3, 2, 1. Many developed countries are grappling with significant demographic challenges characterized by aging population and declining birth rates. These trends pose a dual threat, a significant workforce and increased pressure on social welfare system. As the population ages, the proportion of work-age individuals decrease, leading to labor shortage that can impact economic growth. This demographic shift also burdens social welfare system as fewer workers are available to support a growing number of retirees, straining pension system and increasing the demand for healthcare and long-term care services. To address these challenges, countries are increasingly turning to skilled migrants who can fill critical labor gaps and support economic sustainability. Skilled migrants bring valuable expertise and innovation, contributing to productivity and economic growth. Their participation in the workforce not only helps mitigate labor shortage, but also enhances public finance through tax contributions, which are essential for sustaining social welfare systems. Japan and Germany provide illustrated examples of how strategic immigration policies can help counteract the adverse effects of demographic trends. Japan, facing one of the world's most rapidly aging population, has begun to relax its traditional strict immigration policies, recognizing the need for a larger and more dynamic workforce. The Japanese government has introduced new visa categories for skilled workers and improved living conditions for foreign residents to attract and retain talent. This effort conclusion, the demographic challenges of aging population and declining birth rates in developed countries necessitate further proactive strategies to sustain labor markets and support economic growth. By attracting skilled immigrant countries like Japan and Germany are addressing immediate labor shortage, bolstering their economies and ensuring the sustainability of their social welfare system. These measures are essential for mitigating the adverse effect of demographic changes and promoting a stable and prosperous future. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for your speech. Back to the presentation, please, great speakers.
I will start my speak in 3, 2, 1. The first is strengthening human resource in developing countries. Halting skilled migration encourage developing countries to focus on enhancing and developing their human resource by retaining their skilled labor. This country can invest local education, training, and infrastructure, leading to sustainable development. The data from UNESCO in 2020, investment in local education and training increased productivity and domestic innovation by 3% annually. And data from Brookings Institution in 2019, countries that focus on local workforce development shows more sustainable economic growth. The example in Vietnam, local skill development program have boosted the manufacturing and technology sector, resulting in a 7% annual GDP increase. In Vietnam, focus on developing its own human resource has transformed it into a significant manufacturer. And the second example is in Brazil. There is investment in local workforce, education and training and technology, and healthcare has improved public service quality and economic growth. Brazil focus on healthcare, focus on domestic capacity building has led to better healthcare service and technological advancement. And the detailed impact because of the strengthening human resource is increasing productivity like in Vietnam. Local skill development initiatives have resulted in a more productive workforce. These increased economic growth and attracted foreign investment. And the second is better public service, like in Brazil. Investment in local healthcare and technology professional has improved public service. Higher quality healthcare and technological innovation enhance the overall quality of life for citizens. And sustainable economy, countries that prioritize developing their own humans resource experience more sustainable and resilient economic growth. This approach reduces dependence on external aid and build a more self-sufficiency economy. And the moral responsibilities and global solidarity. Developed countries have a moral duty to avoid harming developing countries by accepting their skilled labor. This step is essential for promoting sustainable global development. Retaining skilled labor in developing countries help build local capacities and ensures more equitable global development. And the data from UNCTAD 2019, global solidarity is necessary for fair and sustainable development. Accepting skilled migrants from developing countries weaken their independent development capacity. And from the data from World Economic Forum in 2020, equal access to skilled human resource is key to global stability and prosperity.
continuous skilled migration from developing to developed countries increase global inequality. A case example is in the South-South Cooperation Initiative and a collaboration between developing countries to share knowledge and technology, avoiding intervention from developed countries. This approach strengthens local capacities without losing skilled labor. The program has helped developing countries enhance their technical and managerial capacities without losing skilled labor to developed countries. And the detailed impact of this is by retaining skilled labor, developing countries can progress towards sustainable development. Skilled professionals contribute to building infrastructure, improving healthcare, and enhancing educational system, and reducing global inequality. Ensure that skilled workers remain in their home countries, help reduce global economic disparities. And the conclusion of my speech is developed countries should not accept skilled labor from developing countries as it harms the origin countries and exacerbates global inequality. Through solidarity and moral responsibility, developed countries can support sustainability in developing countries. My recommendation is developed countries should support human resource development program in developing countries and encourage international cooperation focused on local capacity building, not exploitation of skilled labor. Okay, it's all.
Thank you so much for your speech. Welcome to opposition speakers.
Thank you. I'll start my speech in 3, 2, 1. Developed countries are increasingly facing demographic challenges that threaten their economic stability and social welfare system. Aging population and declining birth rates result in shrinking workforce and increased pressure on social system, particularly patients and healthcare services. To mitigate these challenges, attracting skilled migrants has become an essential strategy. Demographic crisis occurs because first is aging population. As the number of retirees grows, there are fewer working age individuals to support them. This imbalance leads to labor shortages that can impact economic sustainability concerns. The second is declining birth rates. With fewer children being born, the future workforce is also diminishing, exacerbating long-term economic sustainability concerns. There are also economic and social impacts. The first is labor shortages. Critical sectors such as healthcare, engineering, and technology face significant gaps that skilled migrants can fill, ensuring continued economic productivity and growth. The second is social welfare strain. With a declining workforce, the tax base shrinks, making it harder to sustain pension system and healthcare service. Skilled migrants contribute to the economy by paying taxes, thus supporting social welfare system. This time I took case studies from Japan and Germany. The first is Japan, faced with one of the fastest aging population globally. Japan has traditionally been reluctant to embrace immigration. However, in recent years, the government has introduced new visa categories for skilled workers and improved living conditions for foreign residents. This measure aims to attract and retain talent necessary for economic stability and growth. Examples include initiatives to attract healthcare professionals, IT specialists, and engineers who are essential to maintaining Japan's competitive edge in technology and innovation. The second is Germany. Germany's proactive approach includes the EU Blue Card programs designed to attract highly skilled and Germany exemplify how proactive immigration strategies can mitigate the adverse effect of demographic changes. These measures are crucial for ensuring economic resilience and promoting a stable, prosperous future. So the integration of skilled migrants is not just a short-term measure, but a vital component of long-term economic and social strategy. By embracing skilled migration, developed countries can secure their economic future, maintain their social welfare system, and foster innovation and growth in a competitive global environment. Our teams struggling the debate because the benefits of skilled migration to developed countries are clear and multifaceted. Skilled migrants address critical labor shortages, support economic growth and innovation, sustain social welfare system, and further international cooperation. Real-world examples from countries like Japan and Germany provide compelling evidence of the positive impact of skilled migration. Moreover, the integration of skilled migrants changes both their quality of life and the overall prosperity and resilience of the host countries. These arguments collectively demonstrate that skilled migration is an essential and beneficial strategy for developing nations facing demographic challenges. That's all for me.
Thank you so much for your speech. I need to listen to the reply speech from the other side. Please.
Okay, the government say developed country can be structured and get their own established the system of education and system and industry. So how they can know the standards of their are good? No, I know this problem is not yet in solution, but the effect given from this from skilled migrants in developed country is very beneficial in many sectors. It is can also in the education sector with the scientific transfer in the field of technology, with the transfer of technology through skilled migrants from developing country. This of course can be mutually beneficial between two countries. The government is under focus on the industry, but therefore this migration is also affect other sectors such as educational, technology, and the economy, which can improve the standard of living and the quality of human resources in developing countries. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you.
Thank you so much for your speech. Please, the proposition team for the reply speech.
Okay, I will start the reply speech in 3, 2, 1. So, after I've heard all of the debate, so I'll summarize it. Is I still have some questions from the opposition side. Like how can they secure their income? They said how can they ensure that they can get a better life when the migrants start to work in a developed country? How can they ensure that? And also the opposition tried to say simultaneous growth is the aging as is cause a labor shortage, and the declining opportunity is also cause a labor shortage, and this is not the main problem. And also and then in our arguments, an unfair advantage for the developed countries and the developing countries is because when the developing countries come to the developed countries, they leave their own countries, the developing countries, to at the risk of an industrial loss. But it's beneficial for the developed countries, and this is an unfair advantage. And also, it is not always beneficial. How can you ensure that it is beneficial? How can you ensure it's beneficial? Because there is no insurance that it's always beneficial. There are some cases where the migrants from developing countries to developed countries is also successful. You cannot ensure that. And also in our building, focus on enhancing our own sustainability, focus on enhancing all country. It can bring a sustainable global development and ensure an equitable development. And this is also provided by because when migrants from developing countries is not migrant, they're working in their own country, not developing country. Where the developing countries need to be a developed country, so the developing country needs a human resource. So because of the workers from their own developed countries working on their own developed country, they can focus on enhancing their own global aspect, and education of the teacher working on their own origin teacher in their own country. It can increase their own countries. Unlike if you are a teacher and then working in the developed country, you are enhancing their developed countries' GDP education. So I think it harms the developed countries, and it's beneficial for the developed countries, and it is unfair. So I think our team should win this debate, and I think that's our right.
Well, we thank the speaker for that speech, and this concludes the round now. Round of applause for Team Summit. And let us discuss together and please wait for the result.
Okay, we have come to the end of today's debate. Let's talk about the general comments of the debate so we can improve our performance. So the first is POI. I see one of you is lack of rebuttal or POI and including the development and deliver the argument is not have the POI. Okay, the second one will be delivered by
And also some speakers cannot use their persuasive skill because of self-confidence factors and are to focus on the text that they bring. This can be overcome by strengthening the material and practicing speaking. With a good self-confidence, I think they can use a persuasive intonation to emphasize their opinions and lead the audience to believe in the opinion that they bring.
Okay, this is what he weighed that got the winner. So congratulations for the government team that's for winning the debate because the operation with the motion, and we are agreed that developed country for support beneficial for developing country. Also because what is the government team said before and done by developed countries is incoming immigrant will harm local residents, and also developed country will be more advanced, while developing country will not advance because the skilled immigrant that's coming into the developed country and that can provide their human resource to developed country like that. And next.
First, sorry for the opposition side because they can win the debates because of several factors like you can see that the arguments that they bring cannot be corroborated during the reply section, and also most of speakers in the opposition side can persuade the audience.
I think that's all from us. Thank you for the debate today, and congratulations also for the team government.